I am so excited because today I get to talk to my man Justin. Justin, Secreti. Justin, I mean, you're blowing up. And I know you've been a big help to me. And just getting your story, I know it's going to motivate and help so many others because you're doing it, man. You're doing it big. You're doing it big. So how you doing today, brother?
Yeah, busy. We're working long hours. That's the only way to kind of keep things moving. But just busy, staying out of trouble. Same old. Just working.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. So I'm not going to keep you all day. So let's get into it a little bit. Justin, tell us a little bit about your background. Where were you born and raised?
I was born and raised in Syracuse, New York, a few hours out of the city, like 3-4 hours away from the city. Honestly, Syracuse is like just a smaller version of the city. Same shit. A bunch of people yelling at each other, traffic. We got the hood down the street. Then 10 minutes away, we're in the country. So, so I've been here pretty much my whole life. But as you know, I travel a lot, so I'm not here a ton. But this is where my office is currently. Definitely trying to make that transition down south here soon. But yeah, I've been up in upstate New York for my entire life, so I've always been here.
Okay. All right. And did you find it a big change coming down into the city and things like that?
Well, I've never lived in the city, so
Okay.
I where I am is technically a city, and like I said, it's just a smaller version of New York City. Like if you came down to
Okay.
where I am right now, you'd have that same vibe like you do like in the Bronx down in New York. It's the same vibe down here, just a lot smaller and a lot less busy. But yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it's New York. New York is New York, no matter where you go. Same
Yeah.
same
Yeah, you
deal.
can find the same thing. Yeah.
You do.
I used to always say you can find Martin Luther King Boulevard in almost any neighborhood.
Exactly.
Any neighborhood you drive to, you can find a Martin Luther King Boulevard. Yep.
Every day outside of my office, there's at least one or two people getting shot at, and
Yeah.
at least 55 people trying to sell you something crazy on the street. So same area.
Yeah. So tell me then, how did you get involved in trading to actually to bring yourself up to the level where you are now?
I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, this is a crazy story. We've said this a couple times. I'm not sure if you know this story, but when I met Chris Muniz probably like 3 or 4 years ago, that's when had first started my credit repair company. I was like probably 6 to 7 months into that, and I was doing very well. And the person who was running my ads was actually running Chris's ads, and that's how we met. Chris was kind of just getting started in the credit repair industry, and then he linked us together. I was helping Chris out with the credit stuff, and at first it was funny. Me and Chris joke about this all the time because when Chris called me, he called me very proper, and I'm not that type of dude. Like he called me like, "Hey, how you doing, sir?" Like trying to talk to me very nice. It just kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and I really didn't like him at first. I didn't know who he was,
Wow.
and it kind of had like 2 to 3 conversations after that where Chris kind of opened up, and I found out who he really was because he didn't know who I was. I didn't know who he was, and when we started to open up, we are like, "Oh shit, we're both from New York, same dudes."
Right.
And he was like, "Yo, you help me out with this credit repair stuff." And I told him I was kind of interested in getting started in trading. He was like, "Say less." And the dude jumped in a car 2 days later, drove to Syracuse, and was here for 5 days, didn't leave until I learned trading.
Are you serious?
Swear to God. He got in a car.
Wow.
He was like, "I'm coming to Syracuse to teach you how to trade." I was like, "Yeah, right." I didn't even believe him, to be honest. He was here in 48 hours, and he stayed here for 5 days. Did not leave until I learned how to trade.
Wow. Wow. You know how many people would pay for that? Oh my goodness. Man, that is fantastic. So how did you like trading when you first started doing it or what?
I mean, I've always had a hate-love relationship with trading. And, back when I was starting back then, that's when crypto was really popping off. And I got really heavy into crypto. Like I made a ridiculous amount of money. And even then at that point, I don't know what it's always been like this. It's not even that I came from money. I grew up poor. I never had money, but I've always had this thing in the back of my mind where money didn't matter. I've never had like an idea of money meaning anything to me. So when I was trading and I was making $500 or $600, I was like, this sucks. Hated it. Like if I wasn't making three, four, five, $10,000, I just wasn't into it. And I would lose a lot of money that way because I didn't understand the concept of compounding at that point. I was putting in 5,000 or 5,000 into an account, only making $500. I was pissed, but I wasn't realizing that's a huge percentage on a trade. I'm looking at it as $500. Like, what am I gonna do with $500? Like $500 ain't gonna do shit for me right now.
Uh-huh.
So it took me a long time, honestly, until probably like 3 to 4 months ago. So I really understood, the concept of, just looking at percentages and stop looking at amounts. And that takes a lot. I'm still at a point where I'll make a couple grand on a trading Forex. And I'm like, oh, this sucks. I wanted to make more. So it's hard because everyone wants to make $1 million, but you really just have to understand
Yes.
the concept of go for your percentages no matter how much the money is.
Yeah, that's an important point, man. I think so many of us, me included, we get in, we think we're gonna make big money so fast, and you
Freezing
wind up
on me.
getting disappointed when it doesn't happen. That's why you really just got to stay in there. But now, what are you trading mostly now? Forex, options? What? Did I lose Justin? Justin, did I lose you? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you were frozen for a second there.
Okay, sorry. So, what are you trading mostly now? Forex, options?
Honestly, all I trade right now is indices. I trade the Nasdaq 100, US 30, and SPX 500, and I trade those all on MT4. So I don't buy futures, I don't buy contracts. I trade them all through a broker directly on MT4. So it's basically the concept of trading forex, but you're trading the stock market with the broker's leverage.
Okay, all right. I'm going to be learning that coming up starting tomorrow. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. So I'll probably be picking your brain a little bit. I'll be giving you a call. I might not drive to Syracuse, but I'll give you a call.
For sure.
But now let's move on a little bit because you're involved in some big things. Project Fundable. Tell us about that. What is it all about? How did it start?
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, I started that credit repair company a long time ago. We did very well, but one thing that I realized very quickly as I transitioned into an entrepreneur is I really wanted to get away from the service based industry. It's like it didn't matter how much money I made, and I did make a lot of money, but it was still the amount of clients we were bringing in. 90% of them just they weren't happy with anything that you did. You raised someone's credit score up 90 points, it wasn't good enough, or they were bringing in clients that weren't paying their bills and their credit cards, but now they have to owe me money every month to fix their credit. Then they wouldn't pay me. It was just like a situation. And like when that started happening, it came to a point where my merchant account, I was like, $50,000, $60,000 every month in missed payments from these clients. And I was
Oh
like, this
man.
is out of hand. People that we were actually helping and fix their credit still weren't paying me. And I was like, at that point, I was like, you know what? I'm cutting everything off. So all the remaining clients I helped, did whatever I could, and then I just shut it down because I'm like, I don't want to be in a service-based industry anymore. I'm sick of dealing with payments and people bitching and all these different things. It brings too much drama into my life. And when I realized I still, I know so much about credit, I know I wanted to transition that to something. My business partner, Jose Garcia, which is very, very smart, very good in credit, we just decided, let's just take everything we know, we'll put it into a course, we'll build everything out, we'll build spreadsheets, we'll build the formula that we've used to get millions of dollars for ourselves and just give it away at a cheaper cost. Now, if someone needs help, whatever, I'll be happy to jump on a quick call. But now you're not paying me. You're not on a recurring payment. You don't owe me money every month. So there's
Yes.
no way for you to come back and bitch about something. And if
Right.
anybody buys that and says they didn't get value, then they're lying. I'll refund them. I don't care. But now I don't have to worry about you paying me for anything. I'll refund you if you don't want the course, but I know what value that brings. So take it or leave it type of thing.
Yeah, that sounds so much better too. And break it down. What is it exactly? Is the course? What does it do if somebody takes your course?
So Project Fundable is marketed as a course to teach you how to get an unlimited amount of funding without paying a funding company. I think the biggest issue in the credit industry right now is there's just credit and funding companies popping up left and right, and they'll charge you 10% to get you funding, and typically it's just on credit cards. So these guys go apply for a couple credit cards for you. They get you 100 grand. Okay, that's great. Now you got to pay them 10,000 right off the rip. Now you're 10,000 in debt off these credit cards right off the rip. Which I mean, I'm not talking shit about the people that are doing that. That's great, and if somebody's willing to pay that, that's great as well. But to me, I just feel like it's not that hard of a process if you're willing to put in the work. So what we did was we put the exact formula together for how you get there. And I think one of the biggest misconceptions that people have with funding is that once you have a business, the funding just goes to your business. It doesn't work like that. When you start a new business, you have to have a strong personal credit profile. So we didn't just show you how to get business funding. We also showed you how to leverage your personal file so you get the max amount of business funding when you go to apply. So it goes from here's the foundation. How do you build a perfect personal credit score? Once that's done, now, how do you build your business credit score? How do you build your business foundation? Once those things are done, now, how do you utilize those two things to get 100, to get 200, to get $500,000 in funding? So we're bringing you through each step. And then we've also made like 10 to 12 proprietary Google Sheets, which actually show you the formula on everything that you need to do. How do you apply for this? You go right here. How do you get to the next step on building your business credit score? You go right here. So we literally given you the playbook from zero to $1 million in funding if you're willing to go through that entire course and put in the work.
All right. Do you find that people find it complicated to follow the steps?
Honestly, no. Like I think we've sold a few hundred so far without really any marketing. We really haven't started marketing for this at all. It's really just been in-house type of stuff. And I mean, probably 60 to 70% of the people that have taken that course so far have gotten a minimum of 50,000 in credit on their own.
Wow.
We have a few people in our Discord now that have gotten a couple 100,000 with just in 30 to 60 days. And it's not like we're teaching. Oh yeah, a couple. And it's not that we're teaching anything crazy. Like we don't know things that nobody else knows, but we just put it together in a very simple formula. If you're willing to sit down, watch the entire course, and then go through those sheets step by step, it's an A to Z playbook. There's really no way you cannot get funded if you go through the steps because it's very easy to follow.
All right. How long is the course?
The course is a total of 7 hours. And the first one we did, the course was actually live. The first one we did, we sold live tickets to the course, and we were going to do that monthly, but we're like, no, this isn't going to work. This is too long. And it was funny because we were like, I don't know, like 4.5, 5 hours in, and we were just going. Like we were talking. We were supposed to stop, and then we literally put in a chat in the Zoom. We're like, do you guys want to just knock this out? We got 2 hours left. They're like, shit, let's go. So we ended up doing the whole 7 hours in one day, and from there, we just edited it, recorded it, and now the course gets sold to you. We give you access to the Discord. We give you all the sheets, and it's a step-by-step, play-by-play. Like, you just got to follow the directions, and you should be able to get whatever you need.
I mean, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. And do you find it now more satisfying doing it this way as opposed to the way you were doing it before and dealing with people and all the drama?
Absolutely. Again, because, like, when someone pays you for a continuous service, they're constantly – they need this, they need this. People are so needy in that service-based industry, it just gets old. So I feel like honestly, I was at the point where, and me and Chris do this all the time. You know how many free calls we do a month? We do free calls every month. I'm cool with doing that. I don't mind giving away free information. I just don't want someone to pay me a minimum of money, which in most cases, the things that I sell are very minimal. You know, you're talking $500 or $1,000, and then you're talking to me like you paid me $10,000. Now you're net. Like, you know what I mean? Like, here, you pay.
I have your retainer.
Like, you pay me $1,000 to fix your credit that you've been screwing up for 20 years, and I don't 2 months, and now you're blowing my phone up. You're calling my employees. You're telling us that we're scammers because it's been 60 days, and we only removed $30,000 of debt, not $100,000. It's like, it's crazy.
Yeah, that sounds like a no-win situation.
No, definitely not.
Well, it sounds so much better you doing it this way. And I know I've benefited from it, just looking at the course, and I know many others too. That's for sure. So thank you for what you're doing with that. But now let's talk about Project Automation. Now, how did you get involved in that? And just describe the whole process.
Yeah, and I mean, just going back to what I just said, it's kind of funny because I'm kind of contradicting myself here by saying I want to get out of a service-based industry, which this is the most hands-on.
You got back in it.
But, I mean, the way that this is set up, and if it wasn't set up like this, I would want nothing to do with Amazon. Amazon FBA is one of the most tedious processes in America, and people don't realize that. The amount of work that gets put into these stores is completely outrageous. And the only reason why I'm doing it and why we've been able to scale it so well is because of the amount of people we have working in the background. You know, between me and my business partner, we have over 400 employees now. So
400 employees?
Yes. So there's 280. Well, there's two. We just hired more. There's 280 now in Columbia. We have over 100 in Orlando, plus all the sales reps, all the people I have in the back office. So, yeah, there's about 400 people altogether that's hand in hand with all these stores. Well, we have hundreds of stores now, so we have to make sure that people are getting accommodated correctly, and that's why we only take on 10 clients per month.
Okay.
So just a quick background. I mean, I started my first Amazon FBA store in my bedroom about 4 years ago. Oh, you froze again. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me? Oh,
yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, so I mean, like 4 years ago, I started my first Amazon store in my bedroom. I did a drop shipping store, and it started doing very well very quick. I hired a couple of people overseas. We were making a lot of money, and then I decided to turn it into a business, and I started bringing on clients. And, just like a lot of other people, I made mistakes because, we didn't realize that what we were doing was completely illegal on Amazon's site. We were drop
Really?
shipping from like Walmart and from Target and all these other stores and shipping them to Amazon clients. And you're
Okay,
not
well,
allowed to
just
do.
back up a second though, Justin. What exactly is drop shipping, so everyone understands?
So drop shipping just basically means that you're purchasing a product from one retailer and then you're shipping it to another, and that's the legal way to do it. Now there are other ways that you can get around it. Like you can actually drop ship to Amazon from your own supplier. So like we have probably over 100 suppliers in the U.S. that we use now, and if we were to take a product and just ship it directly from our supplier to Amazon's warehouse, for one, it would be cheaper for all of our clients, but for two, we're going to lose quality control because if that supplier sends something directly to Amazon and we don't get to look it over first, they send the wrong product, it's damaged, it's going to affect our client's store. So that's why our process is different. We send everything to our warehouses first. We review all of the products first. We check them out first, and then we send them to Amazon. And that's why our process is, there's a lot of people that are in the FBA space. You'll see them. They scale pretty quickly, but they're also taking very big risks by the things that they're doing. They're making a lot of sales quick. You have the risk of getting bad reviews. They're shipping things directly from suppliers. You have the risk of getting flagged for having wrong or damaged products. So we take that extra step to make sure everything's done correctly, which also makes the stores take a little bit longer to scale.
Okay. All right. Good. So explain to me how they come to you and say, hey, Justin, I want to be involved with Project Automation. What do we do?
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, you've seen the process. It's a very easy.
Yeah, I know the process.
Yeah. So I mean, I'll just go over it. But I mean, really, to get an Amazon store, you only need two things. You need an LLC with a business bank account, and you need an approved Amazon Seller Central store. Now, the great thing is, and I don't even think this was happening when you got signed up, but every client is getting instantly approved on one call now, which has never happened. I don't know if that happened to you. You had to get the postcard, right?
No. It took a little while.
Did they have to send you the postcard and everything?
Yep, exactly. I had to verify everything. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I've been the past 9 people I've onboarded. It's been insane. I don't even believe them. I'm calling them. I'm like, I don't believe you. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'll send someone an onboarding email, and then 3 hours later they're like, we're ready to go. I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? I'm calling. I'm like, listen, I don't think you're ready to go. You got to get. They're like, no, I'm approved instantly. Got on the call. They approved me.
Wow,
this has happened.
Wow. I think I had to wait 10 days or something like that to get the postcard. Yeah.
For years. So I'm just like, what the hell is going on? So Amazon is now pretty much approving you instantly right on the video conference call, which is great. So once you get those two things done, me and the team will assign a manager to you. We'll assign an assistant to you. We'll bring a couple people in that'll be managing your shipping and handling, managing your customer service. We put you into a group chat, and that's it. We handle the rest. We do all of the order fulfillment. We find all of your products for you. We handle all of your customer service, absolutely everything from A to Z on managing and running a fully automated business for you. But again, like I've told you and many people, the issue is with people is they have this understanding that everyone else that's making millions of dollars in Amazon is going to happen for them quick, and it doesn't work. This is a minimum 1 to 2 year investment to get a return on your investment.
Right.
And if you're somebody that's willing to invest that money and, wait that amount of time to get a return, which again, I've said this before, people invest $100,000 into real estate and they only make 8 to 10% a year. So you're guaranteed a 100% return in 2 years. And from there, Amazon's not going nowhere. It's getting bigger and bigger.
Just getting bigger and bigger. Exactly. And I love that part, Justin, that you're guaranteeing getting the money back. That's phenomenal, man. That's phenomenal.
Well,
and I'm going to tell you, go ahead, please.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I love almost every day now when I open up my email, it says another item shipped, another item sold, another item shipped. And I just got another email that said I made $133 for the first month. I was like, all right, I don't know how I did it. Okay, I was in bed the whole time. I don't know. But I mean, I love it. I absolutely love it.
It's slowly but surely, like I said, the first 3 to 6 months when you get an Amazon store with us, it's slow, and I tell everybody that. And there's really no way around that. There's a few loopholes that make your store scale quicker, but going through those loopholes also give you a higher risk of something happening to your store, and that's exactly what we're avoiding. We've also, we're not perfect. We've had plenty of stores in the past that we messed up on. We did this, we shouldn't have done, and we've learned a lot from those mistakes. And probably over the course of the last 16 months, there hasn't been any of those mistakes because we've ironed out this process so well.
Nice. Very nice. Very nice. Now explain to someone, okay, they get involved. What do they have to do? Because I know the answers to this, but just so other people know, what's the most important thing that they have to do?
Pay your invoices.
There you go.
And so, yeah, I mean, I think here's what I'll say is I don't like the word passive income either. I've never believed in it. I don't think that it exists, and it doesn't really exist because passive income is a word that's used so widely to people where they just think that you can just put money somewhere and there's nothing has to be done. I mean, I would say that this is the closest thing to it as possible because when you invest with us, you don't have to do anything. It's not technically passive because there's a lot of work being done. And I mean, passive income would mean that it just throw some money in there and then it comes back double. And that's not how it works. So there's a lot of work being done. But as the investor, the only thing that we ask of them is pay your invoices, make sure you have the capital to pay them every month, and just make sure you're in your group chat because we're handling all the messages. We're handling the returns. We're handling the entire business. But if you're a person that's not even going to take a few minutes a day to communicate with us, then it's no longer going to work because you're not listening to the invoices. Or if Amazon says something to you about your store that you need to fix, we might not have access. So maybe you have to fix that quick. So there might be those few little things. But in terms of running the store, there's absolutely nothing the client has to do.
Yeah, and it's not a big deal to. And I have to say, anytime I've asked questions, I've got the answers right away. I mean, usually within no more than a half hour, someone's answering me back in the group chat. You know,
Exactly.
and very patiently too, because I've asked questions because I don't understand this, I don't understand, but they're very patient. They answer the questions. Hi, Mr. Bill, how are you? Yes, sir. Really nice.
No, I mean, and that's the reason why the amount of employees that we have, and that's why he moved to Colombia, my business partner, to do this because you can't. One of the big issues, and there's a lot of people that are successful doing this. I know other people that run Amazon companies, but you know they'll bring on 20 or 30 clients, and they only have 20 people working for them. Now you got 20 people managing all these stores, and it gets messy. So that's why, as we bring on new clients, we're hiring more people, starting new offices. Like we got to make sure these set of people are managing this store. These set of people are managing this store. These people are overlooking these stores. These people are overlooking. You know what I mean? And if you don't have that kind of system in place, this is never going to work long term.
Yeah, I can see. So many small businesses go out of business because they grow too fast. They grow too fast and they can't handle the growth.
And even me, like we could easily handle a lot more than 10 stores per month, but I cap it at 10 just to make myself feel more comfortable. I know that it's a lot of money being brought in and brought out. It's a lot of moving parts and people, you know what I mean? So that to me is a very comfortable number because I've done more than that in a month. And I feel like things got a little bit messy. I forgot to respond to this guy. I forgot to do this, but it's make it nice and transition and easy. And the other thing is too, is like with anything else in my business, I have a lot of people in the background that do the sales and that talk to the clients. But as you know, with this being such a high ticket thing, I'm hands on with every person that I on board. So that means that I have to put my time into 10 people each month as well.
Yes. Yeah. And they're going to have a lot of questions. And I've talked to people. I talked to someone recently. They told me they had a call with you and it went well and you answered their questions. They felt really, really good. So, yeah, I know the customer service you guys are giving is excellent, is really excellent. But let me ask you this, though. One more thing is that where do you see this going? Because 10 clients, I mean, how big is this going to get for you?
I mean, to be honest with you, like we didn't even, like you can ask Chris, like I wasn't even promoting this until 3 months ago again, because we were already at capacity for a while. We had a customer service office with like 110 employees and we were way past capacity. We started to get a little fumbling. Like we had a lot of stores, a lot of employees, but more stores are coming in. So we kind of shut it down. No more clients for a while. Let's get it. And my business partner, Tyler, he ended up just saying, screw it. I'm just going to buy 2 offices next to each other and hire 400 people. And we did. So, I mean, as of right now, we have the capacity to bring on probably another 200 to 300 stores without a problem.
Wow. You talking about an empire, man.
Yeah. I mean, Tyler has his own business. My business partner has been doing this a lot longer than me. And when we kind of met, he's not really big on social media. So the way that we work this out is he's like, I'm going to handle the back end. You handle the front end. You do your thing. I'll do my thing. And it works out perfectly. So he has clients that are coming in through his business. And he has clients that just use him for a distribution company. He's actually built a giant empire just for distribution. So he actually sells products to people too, not just Amazon clients. People that want Shopify, people that want Walmart stores. He'll actually just sell you the products and not even run you the store if you want that as well. So there's a lot of moving parts in the background of this to make this all run very successful.
Wow. Well, let me ask you this too. As you grow, let's say somebody like me, my store is doing really, in the future, my store is doing really, really well. If I want another store, is that possible?
It's not. I mean, technically, yes and no. Your Amazon only allows you to have one store, one person per household. So even
Okay.
your wife wouldn't be able to get a store if it's in the same household. But I mean, there's always loopholes with that. Like as of right now, I'm in the process of getting a couple stores in family members' names because you want to know the crazy thing is
What?
I don't even have an active store under my own name, and we talked about this because I was shut down for drop shipping. I never got my store
Yes.
back. I've tried. I paid thousands and thousands of dollars to try to get it back. They will not give it back. So somebody I'm helping make all this money on Amazon, I have to now run stores in other people's names just to try to make my own money on Amazon, which is insane.
Wow, wow. Well, hey, I mean, it is what it is, but you're helping other people, so you're helping
Yeah,
other people. And you know, one
exactly.
thing I liked about this, and correct me if I'm wrong, but my thought process was when I was getting involved with this, I said, if I don't make money, Justin doesn't make money. Project
Exactly.
Automation won't make money. And let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, so the biggest thing is like I feel like people have this understanding that I know it's a big investment. Like our store started $25,000 now, and I know that it might seem like this huge investment, but as I just told you, the infrastructure that we have, the amount of people that are working for us, that barely pays the bills for your first 3 to 4 months because when you're paying 400 people and then you're paying a lot of these people are in America, not just Colombia. So I know those employees are getting paid a little cheaper, but you're talking 400 employees overhead. You're talking all the people that I'm paying like that. That money goes quick. And the first 3 to 6 months of your store, you're not making a ton of money because that's your scaling process. That's when we're just trying to get your store to improve little by little so then we can scale later. So that initial investment is gone quickly. That's paying things quickly. So once we get to that point where you're month 6 in, if we don't make you guys any money, we're not making a dollar because we're taking a split of your profit. So it's like if Mr. Bill is on month 12, he's only making $1,000 a month. I'm only making $300 a month off Mr. Bill's store after putting a year of work in. That doesn't make any sense for me or you.
That's right. That's right. And that was my thought process. And that really gave me more. Besides the fact your contract, I got to say, and even my CPA said it too, your contract was so well written. And so when I checked into the contract and then I had the thought process, if I don't make money, he doesn't make money. To me, it was just, yeah, let's do this. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
And one of the things, and I've been really honing in on this on any new clients that we're bringing is because a lot of people get confused on the bottom of that contract, the ultimatum about the money back guarantee. So I think I've been really diving into that with people and explaining how that works because we do have a lot of clients that are like 12, 14 months in right now that aren't doing that well. And why aren't they doing well? They can't afford our invoices. How can we make you money if you can't purchase your product? So we
Right.
added that ultimatum on the bottom of that contract, which you saw, which basically states that in order for you to be eligible for a full refund, you need to be willing to invest a minimum of what you invested in your store on month 6 moving forward. So if you bought a $25,000 store, on month 6, you need to have a minimum of $25,000. And that might seem like a lot of money to people. I get it, and it is. But you shouldn't have an Amazon store then because Amazon is not for it's not for the guy that makes $30,000 a year and that's his only income and he just wants to get this. Not this. You want an Amazon store, you better have some money saved up. You better have some good credit because you have to pay these invoices. If you want to make $100,000 a month, you got to have $100,000 in credit. And I think that's
Right.
kind of where some people screw themselves over. Is that we're ready to scale, but they can't afford to scale.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Well, I think everyone understands it now. That's for sure. But now
For
I
sure.
don't want to keep you too long because I know you got 400 employees and you got this going on and stuff. Let's wrap this up. Tell us what are your personal goals? Let's start with that, and then also what are your goals for Project Fundable and Project Automation?
I mean, it's funny you say that because I actually found a notebook from 2019 where I wrote all these down the other day.
All right.
And in that notebook, it stated that, one of my biggest goals, which I feel like I'm very close to, is completely retiring my mother. I was
Mm,
I was able to buy her a new house last year, remodel her house, and give that to her. So that was a huge
beautiful.
part of it. But I don't want to retire her yet until I can hand her that big check. So that's going to be probably my biggest goal. And I don't really buy myself anything. So all my money is going towards these things. Um, my
Where
next,
does your
my
mother live, by the way? Where does she live?
She's in upstate New York. She's here.
Upstate New York. Okay. All right.
Yes, she has a house on the water that was given to us by
Nice.
my great grandmother, but it was old and it was ancient. So I had to redo the whole thing top to bottom last year, and so that was great.
Yes,
Uh,
beautiful.
and I mean, the one of the biggest things with me is, like I said, I want to come to a point where I want to make enough money where I don't even care about. I'd rather do stuff for free, to be honest. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I got myself into an area where I was trying to do all these things and not charge people a lot of money, and then give them access to all of these things. But I want to get to a point in my life where I have so much money coming in that I don't need to worry about charging people for certain things. And I want to be able to give people free information and give things to people for free and help people change their lives without saying, hey, you got to give me at least $500. I'd rather just jump on a damn Zoom call and teach people some free shit every month. And 10,000 people come in for free, and I don't got to worry about charging you $500 to come to the call.
That is beautiful, man. That is beautiful. I mean, I don't even know what to say, man. I don't even know what to say. That is beautiful.
So
You're gonna reach that goal. You're gonna reach that goal for sure.
We're hoping so. We're hoping. We're getting there, slowly but surely.
Now, do you see different goals for Project Fundable and Automation, or you just want to keep growing them?
Yeah. So I mean, with Project Fundable, me and Jose started that, and when we did it, we were both in this mindset of, again, we didn't want to be in this service-based industry. So when we built that, there wasn't supposed to be a Discord. It was just like, yo, let's make this course. Let's do one live class. We'll sell the course on autopilot. Whoever buys it, buys it. But I started to realize quickly, especially that I'm giving it to all these Amazon clients now. I give this away for free to my Amazon clients. And within a week, people are finishing. They're like, oh, my God, this was amazing. And so that's the other thing is, like, we are going to develop something new with that, which I don't want to get too deep into, but there's going to be a whole different process with that soon. Because I really want to make sure that reaches the masses. And I feel like there's not going to be a better product on the market that is cost as low as that's going to be able to teach somebody how to get $1 million in funding without paying $20,000 to $30,000. So we have some really big things coming for that. And Project Automation, like I said, it's a very well-oiled machine right now. It isn't something I want to go too much crazier with, because again, the crazier you get with that type of business, it's gonna bring down the morale of the client. So I feel like where we're at with Project Automation, this is something I honestly want to keep going in a straight path. I don't really want to go too much bigger with it. I think what I'm doing works out. I'm making money. The clients are making money. And, to try to go any crazier or bigger, I think it's just going to kind of fall back onto the clients and not give them the attention that they need.
Okay, well, that's really good. That's good to hear, man. That's good to hear, because you got the right attitude. You got the right mindset. You just want to help. You just want to help people.
Absolutely.
Oh, fantastic. Well, Justin, man, I know you got things to do. I want to thank you so much, because I know this is going to be motivating to so many. And what we'll do is we're going to put the links in the show notes and everything, so this way people can get in touch with you if they want to tap into Project Fundable or Project Automation.
I appreciate you, my brother. You always know I'm here if you need anything, man. I thank you.
You've always been. Thank you so much, Justin. Listen, you take care and you enjoy the rest of your day.
All right, you too, brother. I'll talk to you soon.
Take care now.